Where do we feel like we're going with all of this technology and imaging? I'm scared that I'm creating this content right now. Like, if me creating this content now, what about a couple years ago? Are y'all gonna clone me and make fake content? I hope not. Well, I haven't done this in a while, y'all. Maybe 2 months since I sat on this couch right here and had this conversation with y'all. But in general, I haven't been doing content like that. So, hey y'all, if you're new, hey boo. And if you're old, you know I love your soul. Thank you for tuning in to today's Movie Mondays with Miss Moss the Boss and friends. Now, as we can see, I don't have any friends physically here with me today, but hopefully we have somebody stop in and give their little 2 cents. And if not, make sure you comment below. Let me know your thoughts on these movies, where your head was at, how was you feeling, and maybe we'll feature you guys in the next video. So without further ado, let me get into the video. So even though I haven't uploaded in 2 months in regards to Movie Mondays, I have been watching movies, and today's video is specifically about Bad Boys Ride or Die, which is technically Bad Boys 4 and Boy Kills World. Now, the second one, I'm not really sure if you're hip to, but you should get into it. It's a specific reason why I decided to do these two movies together to review. They're both a part of the same genre, which is action-based, but they also have this new flair that I think I want to get into, definitely in a more like sociological way later on in the end. The new flair that a lot of people are doing is basically kind of making these action movies similar to video game style or gaming style content. Specifically, I look at it more from the base of interactive media and like augmented reality, that type of stuff. And I think it's pretty cool. So we're gonna start with Bad Boys 4, aka Ride or Die. I was a little nervous, can't hold y'all, because Bad Boys 3, like the last one that they came out with, I didn't really like that one. I don't know if you resonate with me. Something about it just didn't hit like it used to. Like, I don't really remember a lot of it either. And I kind of was nervous that this one would make me feel the same, like I would end up liking it, but then not remember it. But I don't think that's going to be the case, because this one was just so more refreshing. For some reason, I felt like Marcus, specifically Martin Lawrence, he really shined here in regards to his acting, because he showed that he knows how to still be a certain character, still be Martin, still be Marcus, and get us going, but while also showing that he has grown as a person within that character as well. So if you haven't seen it already, I don't want to give out any spoilers, so you might want to leave, because I'm going to just talk about it. I feel like it's been out. If you don't like things being spoiled, you should head out, because you're slacking. It's a franchise, and even though it might not be really big, it's big, and it's specifically big to the black community. One thing I do know is that when we did do our draft at my old job in regards to movies, Bad Boys was something I thought about, because of the simple fact that I know, like, within my culture, everybody wants to go see Bad Boys, what y'all gonna do? Or what y'all gonna do when it come for you?
No, we're not doing that with the next generation.
So yeah, so I feel like the funny was definitely brought through Marcus's character. Specifically, it kind of comes in and you get a little thrown off, because basically they have Marcus experience this heart attack. And to a certain extent, again, like, it made me think of, like, how can I put this? The way they structured this, and they tied in spirituality in the spiritual realm to help with this constant back and forth between your mental and your physical, and the mental and the physical, and years of growing with people in your community. It was interesting because I feel like to a certain extent it always adds that magical feel to it, just like in a fantasy, a fantasy, a gaming type situation. And a lot of times in games and stuff, you have like a shaman or some type of older like mentor type person to give you, or ancestor to give you like some type of message. even in like superhero stuff, right? It's the same thing. And I like how they did that through Martin's character and not necessarily Mike's character. I feel like in this movie specifically, we realize Marcus's role within the duo because we are all attracted to Mike, right? Mike is supposed to be our my Larry. You know, he's supposed to be the ladies' man. He's Will Smith, like fine, all this stuff. While Martin was always like your funny guy. And in this movie specifically, they show how low-key that funny guy is that foundation. He is the brains. It's like Pinky in the brain in a sense. Like he is that, even though it seems like he's not. I won't go too detailed into it, but they did a great job of that. And I think they did a good job of having him be that anchor for Mike to understand that it is okay to be human. Mike's character has always been this macho man, this stubborn donkey, as he would say, Marcus would say. And I think they did a good job of showing why sometimes you can't always be an ass. So yeah, so I love that. The comic relief was great. I felt that. I also like how they decided to continue the story specifically with Mike and his son. There was a lot of mystery in this movie as well. I do a good job of foreshadowing things, but I was glad that at the end I was kind of wrong in regards to who was our mole. Like I was halfway right, but I also was halfway wrong because I had an extra person on the docket. But I appreciate that because that means that you still wrote a story good enough to have me thinking, which I think in a lot of cases movies aren't hitting it like that no more. So yeah, it gave very much family oriented still. We're going through this franchise with them. They reference my favorite Bad Boys, okay? They reference, so is this 5? I'm getting the numbers mixed up because I feel like we came out more than this. I feel like Bad Boys 3 was the Haitians, or was it 2? Comment below. But regardless, they brought the Haitian thing back. And they tied it all up together really well. Like, I feel like storyline-wise, it's like we got to meet the son. The son has this vendetta, but then now we realize why the son even played the role he played and how his mom played her role. Like, it all tied in. It was really like this good way of finally understanding Mike Lowry and understanding his inner thoughts of feeling like everybody who's connected to him dies in some way, and also like having panic attacks about these things and not addressing it. And I think this was perfect like promo time because for this movie specifically, because if you don't know, June is your mental health month or something like that. And this movie is literally a masculine, very manly man movie, very manly film. And it shows the normalcy that men should understand it is to go through things mentally and to have trauma that you need to sift through. I ain't gonna hold y'all right now, y'all, but Movie Mondays is making me feel like really talk show ready. So if you feel like I'm tapping into reporter read, that's why, okay? It's because this really got me feeling like we are here on the network, okay? We're on MissMosstheBossTV. Get with it or get lost. Here's the tea, okay? So I went and got my master's during the pandemic, and I studied AR, VR, and interactive media for about a year to kind of learn and get an introductory to creative interactive media and what that is and how people go about it. And potentially, me specifically, I chose it because I felt like I am a techie girl. If you don't know, I like techie things. However, I am very interested always in how we are as a people and how we communicate with each other and how we basically live amongst each other. And it's so interesting to me to see the sociological aspects of how technology affects our communication, how we're influenced, and things like that. So that's what got me into that study. Seeing things like movies kind of replicate gaming in that first person style, I think is one of the most interesting things that technology has brought us in the most recent years. As a girly who used to like to game, I know, calm down. But as a girly who used to like to game outside of Sims, because I'm still a Sims 4 girly, okay? Let me know if you want Sims content on this channel or in the membership, because if I'm gonna be doing all this different stuff, like become a member. Okay, become a member. But I used to like games that were story driven and that were first person a lot if it had to do with like shooting, actiony things. But the reason why I liked those two aspects of gaming is because I felt like my experience in the game was more real. So I love how we have now gotten to a point where we've increased our technology to really give like real like aspects to characters and fantasy and creatures and things like that. But now we're taking it another step up where we're literally making our regular moviegoers get an idea of what it would be like acting as that person in that scene within the movie. I think that this is a great idea to getting people back into the theater, making money in movies again for real, because I think with the pandemic and all these streaming networks, we kind of are moving away from needing to go physically into the movies. However, I think that with things like Bad Boys and this other movie that I'm about to review for you in a second, we are really tapping back into an experience. So kudos to the box office and all the moviegoers and all the people who are doing that. I believe also though that this should increase what we pay our actors and our film people, but also the respect we have for these people in their craft. I don't think that people understand how much it takes to be a good actor and to entertain in general, how much you sacrifice in not just physical body, but mental, emotional, and everything. And Will Smith, I think, specifically talks about the gear that he had to use to shoot certain scenes. And I remember the scenes, y'all, them joints is lit. Like, really, go see Bad Boys Ride or Die. Like, for real, go see it. Go see it. No, this ain't sponsored. I just thought it was a real cute, nice movie, and I feel like I could watch it again. So I'm telling you to go, my friend. You feel me, friends? Okay. But yeah, he said it was really heavy. He had to basically train to control that thing. I will find the clip and put it in here. Like, it takes a lot of effort, and that's just him in the post situation of needing to use that. Just imagine on the technology, because I remember working in our program when we finally got to come on campus a little bit to try and create something to be in the software to make a video game in a sense. The work we had to do each frame to make sure that the character was moving the way that I might have been demonstrating or whatever it is was like crazy, all because you're getting this like 360 thing. Now granted, I'm not saying that's exactly the process that they had with him, because clearly we were making a game, but just replicating that is a lot. So shout out to you, Will Smith, for doing that, and at the age you are. Not saying you old or nothing, but you know, you shout out to Will, okay? Shout out to Big Willie from Philly, okay? Anyway, getting into the next movie, we have Boy Kills World. That's what I think it's called. Let me just check my notes. I don't know where this movie came from. I don't know none of that. I just know it was a good joint. Do you understand me? It was a good joint, y'all. It was a good joint. Boy Kills World is another movie, another action-packed, another gets right into it. However, this one is a little more juicy because a little more blood, a little more whatever, because I think they tapped more into that anime style kind of stuff, and also the gaming as well. So with that storyline, we have someone who also is another way of showing like one community is everything, your family, not just your family specifically, but like having a tribe is everything, and how things in your life will always follow you if you don't address them. And that can happen even in the sense of passing it down to your children. I think in Bad Boys, Mike was dealing with that same type of theme. And in this movie, this character was dealing with that, but at the expense of his mother, which he did not know. So long story short, my boy was out here, can't speak, can't hear, okay, like that, killing everybody, warrior time, because it gave off dystopian vibes like Hunger Games. Okay, so setting that up, we're giving a lot of activity, and throughout it, it's just really action-packed. it gives fast pace, it gives game, it gives Tomb Raider, it gives all of that. And I think, again, for me to experience that one, not in the theaters and at home, I couldn't take my eyes off it. The experience was crazy. And I'm just sitting here like, this might become the new standard for movies. Now, I'm not 100% sure how it will come across for all movies, like different genres like drama, comedy, things like that, and it not feel cheesy to the viewer. But with action-packed stuff, y'all, I feel like jam, bam, wah, 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 wah. That's what it be feeling like. So I'll be here for it. I'll be really here for it. A lot of plot twists are in Boy Kills World. Another one where I was able to predict half but not full, which I love. I think they did a good job. I also like the layering of involving people who have disabilities within movies. I think that the inclusivity of a film is very important. And I think that even though in this case specifically, at first I thought that's how he was born. I thought he was born deaf and couldn't speak. But I found out that it was just a curse. However, I think as a viewer, it made me think about people with this disability and how we can somewhat be, or not even just, I don't even know if I want to call it a disability. It's a disability given by the definition, but I know that some people wouldn't want to be considered disabled. So respectfully, I respect it. But I think that as a person who can hear and talk and see and write and all of my senses are fine, I feel like this movie specifically, kind of like Coda, made me realize how we can be ignorant to the fact that there are a lot of people who do not have that. And they are still regular human beings and can communicate and have all the feelings and emotions that we have. And we just talk around and talk to them as if, you know, with this entitlement. And I like things like that. This is both films to me. Bad Boys, Ride or Die, and Boy Kills World are two films that have layers to them if you want to see them. And they show like that battle of figuring things out in life and having to push and survive, but also being human, being soft, being someone who feels all the feels and emotions and just being able to fight it. So I think they did a good job overall. Both productions did a fabulous job of telling a story, not being predictable, getting great actors to play these characters, coming full circle, and keeping it action-packed enough to have you on the edge of your seat. I say Boy Kills World is definitely more edge of your seat, definitely more than Bad Boys, and Bad Boys is more like that, but for your family. So family film is definitely Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Boy Kills World is a lot of guts and killing, and they be killing kids, I believe. So be aware, okay? So I did have a bunch of other things on my notes, y'all. Okay, I had a lot, and I'm sure it's so much more we could talk about, but I want to keep it short. I just want to keep it short when I don't have friends with me. So if it's anybody that you want to see on here that creates movie content and you know, comment below. Or let me know. Like, we could do split screen. Or any other creators you want to come and talk about some stuff. Or name some movies you think you want me to see. So that's what I need. I need movie recommendations. I need TV show recommendations. I'm back on watching Sweet Tooth. I need to know what you're watching, what you're doing, what you're thinking. Ratings, Letterboxd ratings, almost forgot. I'm giving Bad Boys a 4 because I liked it. And then for Boy Kills World, I really like that. Like, I would watch it over if I have the stomach or the ants for the action. So I'll give that a 4 too. So let me know what you're rating these, what you're giving it out of 5 stars. Let me know if you have a Letterboxd so we can follow each other. Follow me on all my social media. Be sure to subscribe, okay? Subscribing is free, but if you want a little more tea, join the membership, okay? And come holla at your girl, holla at me. My last questions that I have for you to think about, because I want to get us talking and just thinking more, is do you feel like the obsession that we have with technology Alright, y'all. I'll catch y'all next week on the next episode of Movie Mondays. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see or what you've been looking at so we can spill the tea and talk about it. Bye.